Abby Lee Miller's reign of terror on Dance Moms is at an end, as the controversial television personality reported to prison a couple of weeks ago, as ordered. Now, according to this report, despite her winning personality, Miller is having about as much luck getting along with her fellow inmates as she did on the outside. That is to say, she got into a fight. We don't mean, like, a TV prison fight with shifts or whatever, which always end up being diversions for main characters to quietly slip away while the guards are distracted. But there isn't really a good kind of fight to have in prison, you know? According to Radar Online's source within the prison, the FCI Victorville facility in Victorville, California, Abby Lee Miller had her first prison fight. Oh boy. Abby Lee was involved in a shouting match with another inmate on Saturday morning. The woman shouted at her that she ain't ST. First of all, there is seldom, ever in life, a reason to yell. But second of all, prison isn't a playground where people can make up their own rules. You do not want to get into altercations. Third of all, though, trading bobs like within a prison environment can easily escalate to violence, at the time or later. Radar did report the cause behind the mini-feud. The woman Abby got into the argument with was just tired of seeing and hearing her cry in the multi-room. That's no reason for shouting. But that's an understandable irritation, right? Although neither one of them got an infraction, it did cause a stir and counselors came into the room to intervene. But by then the tiff was already over. Just a quick aside, what American prison source says tiff? Like, I'd maybe say tiff, but I'm not in prison. Lucky for Abby and her very vocal critic that they didn't get into trouble for it. They might not be so lucky, next time. Apparently, Abby doesn't limit her tears to the multi-room. All she really does is sit in her bunk, read trashy romance novels that she got from the library, and sob. Now there's an image. We can't get confirmation on this, of course, because the prison doesn't just broadcast what everybody's doing. But we can't say that it's a surprise that Abby Lee Miller isn't fitting in. She's used to being in charge and dominating groups of people, especially children, in a super toxic, traumatizing way. She's only serving a 366-day sentence, but it's a huge adjustment. And, in many ways, prison would be a huge adjustment for anyone. You suddenly don't have the choices that you'd like. Whether it's how to dress, when to wake up, or when to go to bed, that's all decided for you. Heck, you can't even decide what to eat. We already told you what Abby Lee Miller's prison menu looks like. It's tempting to feel sorry for Abby Lee Miller. Maybe because she's a woman out of her element, maybe because she's a white-collar criminal. Don't. She made a career out of terrorizing and bullying young girls to mold them into the sorts of dancers that she wanted them to be. To this day, even after her conviction for bankruptcy fraud, Abby Lee Miller doesn't seem to be taking responsibility for anything that she's done. Not for the bullying. Not for the fraud, for which she maintains her innocence on social media. This is a woman who needs a lesson in humility. She also needs to serve her time. We do hope that she doesn't get stabbed or anything, though. No more fighting, Abby. Even the verbal kind.